Higher Education 101. There is so much to know about the university systems at large. Let's dive in. Action planning for higher education involves a few different processes. Number one, where you want to go. Visit. Make sure it's a place you want to live and study and breathe, right? Make sure they offer what you want to study. Whether it's Columbia College or university that you'd like to transfer to, all of these things become really important. An educational plan with a counselor can help you make sure that the courses that you're taking actually line up with what you want to accomplish. And then you got to keep your grades up. You got to keep on top of stuff. You got to pursue your interests, take classes, or even interview people who are doing the jobs that you think you might want to do. That will keep your motivation high and keep you engaged in your learning. And then we also have a program called TRIO here, and I'm going to introduce it to you. It's a great program for people who are getting a degree at Columbia as well as transferring to a university. Let's talk about higher education degrees in general. At the community college level, we have certificates and associate's degrees. There's all kinds of different names for associate's degrees, but Associates of Science, Associates of Arts, and on and on. And there's no real difference between the two except for your program of study, right? Whether it's the science or arts and humanities or something. So those can be done in a community college, which is considered undergrad or your first 2 years, right, of a bachelor's degree. Bachelor's of Arts, Bachelor's of Science, Bachelor's of Nursing, etc., etc. And that is done at a university, typically a 4-year university. Again, getting your bachelor's degree is called an undergraduate degree. And depending on your degree, you might be able to go straight to work after that, or even go on to higher education, such as a master's degree, Master's of Science, Master's of Arts, yada yada. And that's graduate level. You know, you're going to be able to check that box on the U.S. Census forms when you come across if you get your master's degree. And then lastly, there's the professional level. Specialized graduate schools such as medical school, dentist school, lawyer school, you know, those types of things, PhDs, educational doctorates. So you don't necessarily need to go in this order, right? You can jump straight to bachelor's degrees, or you can come straight from bachelor's degree to a medical school. So there are a variety of ways to navigate the higher ed system, but in general, these are the different degrees that are available. I like this chart because it's a great visual on how the higher up you go in terms of your education, your earnings go up and your unemployment goes down, right? Yeah, your income goes up. Sorry, the unemployment rates go down as well. And so you have, you know, a better job opportunity with the more education that you have. Now, there are definitely some exceptions to this rule. One of my best friends makes way more money, and they have some college and no degree, and they are definitely not unemployed. So, you know, I have a master's degree, and I don't make half as much as he does. So it kind of depends on, you know, what you're doing. But in general, this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So this is, you know, across the whole nation, median earnings and such. And this is 2012, so it's a little outdated, but in general, the trends remain the same. The California higher education system is comprised of community colleges, 113 of them, one of which is Columbia, of course. California State Universities, or CSUs, there's 23 of those, and University of California's, UCs, there are 10 of those. There are lots of private schools in our state and beyond, but they are not funded by the state of California, and so they're not technically included in our California higher education system. This is a breakdown of this UCs and CSUs and how they map out across our state. And I would advise that you press pause and look at the differences between the two systems. So many people ask, well, what's the difference? I've heard UCs are better. And they're maybe better for certain things, but maybe CSUs would be better for your particular major. For my particular major, in general, I wanted to be a school counselor, and the CSUs had the better programs. because they were focused on teaching and educating me in my profession, whereas the UC's focus is a research institution. And so anyways, there's some different things depending on what you want to do. If you want to go into law, medicine, dentistry, or veterinary science, UCs are your way to go. It's not that you can't be a doctor and graduate from CSU, but this UC is really geared towards it. Here's a cost comparison between systems, and this is a shocker for many. This particular chart was provided by San Francisco State, and it's based on 2014-15 figures, but in general it gives you a good breakdown of what each of the systems cost. Now, financial aid can step in and reduce these costs, as well as things like, living with your folks can take away some of those room and board expenses, or, various other ways to break down the costs. And financial aid, again, can definitely help. But in general, this is the difference between the price of the various systems. University preparation is what many students use Columbia College for, getting ready to transfer. You can take your general education requirements. You can do your major preparation, which means lower division requirements, those things that you take at the freshman, sophomore level at a university. You could probably take here at Columbia and then be ready to jump into those junior and senior level courses when you're at your university. We have different programs to streamline your transfer. We have CID, which is California Identification System for courses, AP classes, and then we also offer application assistance when it's time to apply for those transfer opportunities. We offer workshops, and we also bring on campus recruiters from the universities to, try to woo you to their places. Differences between lower and upper division are basically course numbering when it comes to the universities. If you think about your high school and who the lower classmen were, they were your freshmen and sophomores, and the upperclassmen were your juniors and seniors. In college, we don't care about how old you are, right? We care about your courses. And so your freshman and sophomore level courses are those intro classes. So say, Psych 101 or things like that, whereas your junior and senior level courses are going to be higher numbered, and they're going to usually have some sort of you have to take some of these lower division courses before you can take the upper division stuff. At Columbia, our transferable courses, so that would be our freshman and sophomore level courses, are numbered 1 through 99. So if you are intending on transferring to a university, those are the ones that count towards that transfer goal. We also have in-house degrees, Associates of Arts and Science, that use courses numbered 1 through 199, right? And so if you're going for an associate's degree here, we can use classes like English 151 or Math 104 towards your degree. Just wouldn't get counted as transferable to university. Then we also have pre-collegiate skills that if you needed help getting up to that college level, say in math, maybe you have to take Math 602, which is pre-algebra, that would be that pre-collegiate skill that would build towards the degree level courses. CSU Mentor is the place where you would plan, explore CSUs, and apply to CSUs. At Columbia, you can get a degree with a guarantee, which I'll go into in a different video. You can do your major preparation and your general education to get ready for a CSU transfer. For a UC transfer, they also offer a website and transfer pathways for their most popular majors. And then they also have what they call a transfer admission guarantee for transfer students. And I'll explain that more in depth on another video. Major prep is of utmost importance when it comes to a UC. That's what they primarily look at along with your GPA when you're applying to a UC. Make your choice work for you. Whether you are transferring or you just want to get through the system here, consider earning an associate's degree along the way. General ed requirements are often shared between your transfer and your degree goal. 60 units are required for both, and usually the major prep is pretty similar. Or we can probably find a degree that you qualify for with the major prep that you are using for your university transfer. If you are getting a degree from Columbia as well as planning to transfer, you may be eligible for our TRIO student support program. They offer field trips to universities, they offer peer mentoring and tutoring and counseling support, and also specified career planning and transfer assistance for you to make sure you are on the way to your goal. So there you go, Higher Ed 101. You know how to at least what the systems are now and learning how to work them.